Hey nerds, and welcome to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies. I'm your host Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is finally back after its brief hiatus, and we got the conclusion of what was that kind of cliffhanger with Coulson and Fitz and Robbie, kind of their fates uncertain. And we're going to get into that and some of the hints dropped about what the bigger picture is. But first, just a couple things from the episode that I thought were great and I just wanted to talk about. And the first is Aida. Now, Aida's secret is slowly leaking out, and she is a life model decoy. And we are seeing her really kind of fit the role that she was created for, to protect agents, to take the risk when it wasn't safe for anyone else to. This is exactly what it's supposed to be, but she is still being kept secret. You'll notice nobody's rushing to tell the director about her, partly because of the issue this would bring up with the Accords, and it really does get all of Coulson's team in trouble, especially Fitzsimmons. So we haven't seen the last of her. There's going to be some fallout and repercussions from her, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see some issues related to her reading the Darkhold, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Now next, Mack as a ghostwriter. Before we even got confirmation that that had happened, seeing him on the motorcycle was just a very nice shout out to the Johnny Blaze ghostwriter riding that motorcycle. And the attitude, it was pretty obvious something had changed with him, because the way he hit that other agent seemed a little strong even for Mack. But it was a cool thing to see. It was cool to see that and acknowledge that it is a demon or some other kind of entity that is in Robbie and that transferred into Mack. And it's not just powers. That's, I think, something important that needed to really kind of be explained. And it wasn't just Robbie thinking it was something else, but there really was something there. And we did get kind of real confirmation. Last week we did learn about Johnny Blaze coming and bringing Robbie back from the dead or saving him. But this week we definitely saw that it is a spirit of some sort. So loved that, loved how they did that, and just seeing Mack turn into the Ghost Rider was pretty cool. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, and this isn't a theory of who I think the big evil being is. I think I've been pretty clear on that, and I'll talk about that character again in a minute. But one of Mack's lines I felt like needed to be addressed. He said, "This is nightmare territory." Now, nightmare territory, could just be him saying it's scary here, but it could also be a reference to a Marvel character named Nightmare. Nightmare is a nigh omnipotent, nigh omniscient, and nigh omnipresent kind of minor demon or god, and he gets his power through nightmares, through dreams. He gets psychically feeds off of people. I don't think this is who it is, but I thought with that kind of interesting phrasing, we should talk about this character, Nightmare. He's a chalk white individual. He wears a green jumpsuit with kind of crazy green hair. And he, in his own dimension, in the dreamland, he rides a kind of a just as spooky looking horse as he is. But again, I don't think this is who it is. I just wanted to give a little context for that line, because Mack is kind of melodramatic, as it were. So him saying things like, "Oh, we're in nightmare territory now," isn't too out of character. But in case anyone was wondering if there's a connection there, that's who Nightmare is. But again, I don't think that's who it is. He is one of the Fear Lords, which is a group of all the lords of kind of like evil demons that feed and cause fear in the world. But that's not who is responsible for the Darkhold. The person responsible for the Darkhold, or I should say the Elder God, is Khaitan. We've talked about Khaitan before. He is one of the Elder Gods, which is one of the first gods on the planet Earth. He created the Darkhold. One of his many names is Demon of the Darkhold. When he originally created the Darkhold, it was as a bunch of scrolls and incantations that were written on indestructible parchment. They can't be destroyed. They are permanently here in this world. It was a little later, around the time of Atlantis and Morgan Le Fay, that it was bound into a single book that we know now as the Darkhold. His powers include, he knows chaos magic and dark magic. He's nigh indestructible. In his own realm, he is even more powerful than he is outside of it. And one of the things, and this is where we see kind of his powers reaching through Eli Morrow, is that he can manipulate reality. And creating carbon out of nothing, that's manipulating reality at its basest function. So that's kind of some of the stuff we're seeing. Now, at this point, I'm kind of the mind that Eli Morrow is gone. One of the things about the Darkhold is anyone who uses it, you're basically making a deal with the devil and selling your soul. And we're really starting to see Khaitan taking over Eli Morrow, and I think that's what's happening. And whatever his final plan is next week, I think it is going to be opening a breach or a gateway or something to allow Khaitan and his army of demons, the Ngari, or Ngari, however you pronounce that, but to allow them through to reconquer the earth. So that is what I think is happening. I think Eli Morrow thinks he's trying to gain power for himself. If he's still there at all, I don't know, but I think his plan next week is going to be to open some sort of gateway or portal. What do you guys think? Did you like the episode? Were you glad Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is finally back? Next week is our winter season finale, so we get that episode and then we have a break again. So let me know what you guys thought. We'll have a lot of stuff to talk about next week. But until then, this has been Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd, and this has been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies. Are you looking to start cosplay, or are you already an active cosplayer, but you're looking for something to take your costumes to the next level? Let me recommend checking out a company called SC Studios, LLC. They are a professional forging, metalworking, crafting company, and they make some of the most amazing weapons and armor and decorative pieces out there. It's definitely worth a look. They're friends of mine. They are not sponsoring this, but I just wanted to give them a shout out. See my shirt from the episode this week, but check them out and give them a shout if you're looking for something to take your cosplay to the next level.